gank. Like, I'm done with you, Emo. Screw
Bro,
you.
they are hating on Emo so hard right now. God damn.
Give him the first word. Hey, hey, hey!
Oh,
Alright. For a moment, I thought the Shaman was gonna take the kill. It's gonna report him, you know. So you were right. They are actually doing some lane switch-ups. I was wrong when I said that the older people are not going to change their lanes. They just want to play in their lanes. Clockwork is top pulling wave, and Drake is bottom with the Shaman. This is going to be way better setup for the Lifestealer.
yeah. Because I was thinking, whenever you're up against a Warlock, you always like to tell me, Winter, that you just want to avoid this fella. You can just pull waves, there's nothing he can do to you, and you just have a little laugh at him. That's exactly what the Clockwork specializes in.
Yeah, Clockwork is very high value here in this game. You can disrupt the Spirit Breaker, you can disrupt the Warlock. He's like basically the anti-support support. He's like
kind of anti-Storm Spirit as well, right? If he zips into the wrong spot and gets zapped by a Cogs, he could be in trouble.
No. Sorry, Mike. Clockwork doesn't do shit to Storm. I'm sorry.
You know what? I would love for Teehee to just completely own the Storm, buy an Orchid,
How?
and prove you wrong.
Buy an Orchid on Clockwork. Okay, you can try.
Good old days, you know what I mean?
Good old
Clockwork
days.
Orchid.
That's when your battery assault does 2.5 times damage to creeps, so you can farm.
Yeah, true. Clockwork not really one for farming these days. Very unfortunate. I don't know why they did that. Is it that criminal to let Clockwork farm a little bit? How bad could it be?
Remember how broken Clockwork was during that time? This hero is a killing hero. Like, he gets gold from killing heroes. But if he can also get gold from killing creeps, then he's busted. You understand?
Yeah, but I think Clockwork is not really that easy of a hero to execute anyway. So I think he should be rewarded.
Yeah, but in the right game, he's going to do a lot, you know. I don't think you should homogenize the heroes. Like, if you're good at killing heroes, you shouldn't be good at killing creeps. If you're good in the early game, you shouldn't be good in the mid and late as well, you know.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, since you brought up that topic, what are the timelines for each of these teams? Is there any particular team looking to amp up the pressure early? Is any particular team looking to scale and just chill and lay back? What do they each want to do?
I think IVORY just needs to be aggressive. I don't think they can win late game, for sure. But even early mid game is hard, you know. I don't think it's so straightforward for them. They're going to run into like some huge ass team fight. The boat, the Warlock, Fatal Bonds, then the Spirit Breaker charging in. The one thing good about their heroes is they have very easy way of finding initiation with Clock and Shadow Shaman. So they have the ease of initiation. So they have to use that with the Stampede, combine everything together and take good fights and out-execute their opponents.
I mean, just looking at the lineup of IVORY, it's pretty scary, right? You press Stampede, everybody runs in and collapses on a single target. I think the only thing that they have to stop that is actually going to be a lot of pressure on both Ollie and Q, right? Coming through with the rock, coming through with the charge, disjointing the initiation, maybe saving their carries here. So far, we've seen Emo play a pretty fast game on this Storm Spirit. Of course, IVORY very dedicated to trying to shut him down in this game. He's already forced into the jungle early on versus Ken. How big of a deal is it for the Storm Spirit?
This is just a matchup. There's no choice. You're going to go jungle against Quap. And they ganked him, right? Level 1, don't forget, in the first wave. So that's going to mess up his timing even more. I mean, what did I say?
Still go for the
level 4, level 5, you have to go jungle. Yeah, I think you should. The Orchid build or the... Actually, not the Orchid build. The Kaya build is not so good in a bad matchup. I think it doesn't really help you survive. I think the Greaves is very nice here.
Okay. Well, still important for him to get it at a decent timing and he just being as annoying as possible. I thought he was going to block the small camp, rather the medium camp, but he just peeks by, sees that the Storm has probably gone back to base and decides to continue sticking around the area because he knows that Rupido honestly doesn't really need him up here. Ollie can't do much to pressure this Centaur out. You can spam Shadow Word on him all you want, but now with the Helm of Iron Will, I don't think he's going to get pushed out of lane.
Yeah, this is the downside of having TB. TB doesn't really do much to Centaur in the lane. It gives the Clockwork a lot of freedom to do whatever he wants to do in the game. The Torrent, 2 heroes.
You're actually using the charge defensively just to avoid the...
Yeah, I actually thought he would win the lane. You're actually right. The Conqueror is not losing this lane. They are on equal footing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we saw Kanka with like a Wind Ranger and it looked so dominant. you would think that with a weaker laning support like the Spirit Breaker, it might look a bit rough. But Kanka just turns around, Tidebringer, Tidebringer, Tidebringer. You think you can win the lane? Wrong, Tidebringer.
Relax, man. I didn't know you hate the Tidebringer so much.
I don't hate the Tidebringer, it's just that I'm sure that's what is happening to Karma right now. If you pan the camera directly to his player perspective, he's literally just eating Tidebringer.
Brother, he's full health. He doesn't care.
Yeah, but that's because he's the life stealer. I mean, I don't think it really matters that he doesn't care, right? You said that the life stealer is picked for the lane win. I don't know whether he's winning the lane. He's going even right now. And then later on, you're facing against a Terrorblade.
You're right. You're a very slow-paced hero. You're picked to do well in the lane. If you're not winning the lane, you're going to be in trouble. This is not enough for the life stealer.
That's what I'm worried about as well. He's going to spot a charge out.
Casual bump.
Helps them. Yeah. Little kiss on the cheek on the way there. Rupido. We'll get slowed down by the back. Are they really trying to
Might be in
kill him?
trouble. Reflection? Yeah, he is in trouble here.
Okay. Nicely done.
Big kill. Very, very huge kill there. And Storm has totally abandoned the lane just to jungle. This tower is going to go
taking
down.
his tower, yeah.
And this is actually all the side effect of the first bird at level 1. And they smoke ganked the Storm initially. It all snowballed to this point. Because the Corp got to such a nice start that the Storm can never lane. You know, he had to go jungle way earlier than usually he has to.
Yeah. Q will get chicken fingers up there, but still sticking around to try and set the EXP. I'm going to try and dive him now. He's level 4, he just needs to look for a charge target out of here. And he'll be fine. He couldn't catch him with the cogs. A little bit awkward on the positioning there. I mean, right now it's just 3 Ivory heroes swarming this mid lane relentlessly. And Jackky and friends have no interest in contesting them here. Now, maybe they can rotate over and try and steal away this Wisdom Shrine, but Karma's in position. Jabs isn't. It's going to be Emo versus Karma here.
Oh, he's level 5 Storm. He needs help. Can't fight the guy.
He does. Torrent's going to come through. TP's there as well. It's now Karma who's in trouble. Still has the infest, can get in there to a pine cone and run away. So he'll be fine. I think nice play from Karma. One thing about him is that he's not afraid to kind of make these aggressive moves within his limits. Force a reaction at least.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Ivory right now. They're snowballing the mid. They got a tower and now he has Sonic Wave and he wants to unload. Oh, does he have Sonic Wave? Does he have a skill point save up? Nope, no skill point. No extra skill point. Jackky would be a nice
skill. I'm not sure
skill.
whether he spotted the Shadow Shaman within the tree line there. I think they narrowly missed each other. He'll now see Tiki running directly at him. And Jackky will be able to escape. So good awareness there from the carry of Jackky and friends. Even spotting a TP now from the Clockwork. So he knows they're looking towards somewhere else on the map.
Yeah, controlling the runes, so he's going to be able to return to the lane to farm and defend the tower. I mean, this co-op...
important as a tier 1 player to have this push and pull and know when you can farm or not. Meanwhile, bot lane...
Holy shit, this is a big kill.
They're not supposed to be able to get that.
Somehow Emo makes something happen from nothing. I mean, Ken is getting all the runes, but how is the Storm creating plays out of thin air?
Yeah, because Ken has done nothing but stand around in this mid lane. They've been trying to dive this guy who's defending. Q's been here. It's either Q or Ollie. And right now they're playing through jabs because maybe they understand no one can really fight into jabs with his ghost ship right now.
Ghost ship plus
I mean, you
rock.
think of...
They have rock.
Yeah, you think about the supports, right? The Clockwork and the Shadow Shaman. If they run in here into the Kanka, they're going to die. So I don't think they want to come down here.
Yeah, but they have to reclaim the map, you know. I don't think it's a very good idea either. Like they just let the Conquer take everything. Like he's farming the jungle, he just took the tower, and you look at the top side, Jackky is also farming everything around here. Like he's using his illusions really well to drag the wave. Whenever the wave goes to the tower, he's dragging it back, so he defends the tower. So this is not gonna feel good if you're on Ivory.
Yeah, you need to try and force some sort of a play, but you still don't have level 6s on your supports just yet. 1 or 2 more levels until that happens. And look at Ollie's position. He's ready to counter-initiate with a rock if Jackky gets dived. There it is. Ollie gonna pop his ultimate. Thinking about it, not needing it just yet. Ken, considering a jump in, using that Stampede to try and escape, will still get caught by the Torrent, but Jabs can't get the vision through the tree line. Now charging over onto Rapido, Q will think twice about it, try to stick around for a Lotus. That was a little bit greedy, and I think Q might pay the price for that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fatal Bonds?
Say that. In comes the Rock. Fatal Bonds is there. They pull Ken back into the Torrent, and Ken will go down. The Storm comes out too late. They do trade for the Spirit Breaker, but they were supposed to get there anyway. Now they're gonna chase down onto Teehee. The full force has shown up to make sure Jackky, the key friend in the friend group, of course, does not die. Torrent, slightly off the mark there. Teehee, does he have a TP?
Yeah, it's not
Yes,
worth it.
He just needs an angle.
Not worth it to chase anymore. I should just let him.
No, not the X marks. Okay.
He's dead. And that looked like I don't know if it's intentional bait by Spirit Breaker or what, you know. I just stopped at the the Lotus pool to pick up a Lotus, and then he just baited his whole team, but it worked out because they were so much stronger.
It doesn't even matter that he dies, right? Like, I think it's so worth it for him.
Oh, he actually didn't go Grease on Storm. He's going Treads. He went Treads into, presuming he's going Kaya Soul Ring. But if you're not winning these team fights at IVORY and you're taking the trade to farm the map, it does not feel good, you know. They have to be the ones pressuring the TB. They have to be the ones pressuring the Storm, the Light, the Konka. I mean, the fact that the tower is still alive is actually insane. You know, this tower is staying alive.
I mean, they are now making the executive decision to retreat, right? They know there's no ghost ship, no rock. Drake's gonna come over, fish for a kill, but not find a single thing. And IVORY finally will be able to commit to taking down that objective. But it feels like it stayed alive a bit too long.
Yeah, Clockwork has to go get his level 6 now. He has already done enough for his team and he has to recover. He's getting charged though. He is not looking like he's in a good spot. Okay.
Nice setup there, but the Clockwork cogs, as you mentioned, being a big problem for the Spirit Breaker. Now Jab's in a bit of trouble, but here comes Emo, looking for a play, will run himself into a Centaur, stomping on him, but he's still able to escape thanks to Q. Big Sonic Wave onto two heroes, but barely scratching Jabs, who's surviving. They're turning their sights towards the Warlock. Ollie in a little bit of trouble, trying to juke around the tree line. Shadow Word not gonna save you against the Scream of Pain. So overall, a bunch of ultimates thrown out on both sides. All they find is a Warlock. They don't get their initial target.
Space, you know, it's just space. And now Storm wants to get his charge, his galvanized stack.
Easy. With that AD rune, Emo's attack. More than enough damage there. Dude,
what, he's not stopping? Oh my
hell?
god, I actually thought he's not stopping.
Yeah,
like, what the hell? All this SV
There's something
players.
a little bit funny about the level 1 charge being so absurdly slow. He's like... I think he walks faster when he has phase boots than his charge right now.
I mean, this is really good for the TB. Jackky has gotten so much space because of everything else that's happening.
Sure.
I mean, the co-op is top of the network, but that's not really a very big problem for them. Like, the co-op is very killable. X marks, Spirit Breaker stuns, you're gonna die, you know, in a bad position. And he's buying Use.
To wipe her out.
Use is not a nice item to buy on co-op, you know, but he kind of feels like he needs to get it against X mark. Not ideal for Queen of Pain. It doesn't give you extra survivability, like no good stats for you. The mana regen is nice, but it's not an item you would happily buy.
I guess that's the difficulty of this particular matchup where your team doesn't have any form of save until Centaur gets Aghanim's. So you need to make sure you can bail yourself out of that combo.
Yeah, but then it means that you are not really good in the straight up fight. You are very good at like playing the map, farming around, splitting the map, but direct engagements, this item doesn't exactly help you. I mean, I guess it has value because of the SV. You can dispel his, what's it called, the bulldoze.
Yeah. You can also stop the charge, right? Because otherwise the Queen of Pain would not have a way of stopping the SB from charging.
Yeah, I guess it actually is fine then, the more I think about it.
Has a lot more value than perhaps any other game. Teehee will get caught here trying to fish for the 14-minute rune.
Oh no, another charge.
Only find his death.
Wait, don't run away. Did he not get a charge? I think he didn't get it. Didn't get a stack.
All good. Emo's got better things to do.
All good. Bro, the stack is important. It's more important than the...
Don't take it up with me. Take it up with the guy who has 1,000 games of Storm Spirit, Emo.
1,000? Does he actually have 1,000 games? Or
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Bro's Grandmaster.
Are you yapping on? I actually thought you have some way to figure out whether he actually has 1,000 games.
I can probably look that up.
Oh no.
And Dota buff exists.
I'm getting you into the look it up mode now.
No, that's fine. I know you hate statistics, I got you.
Radiant are scanning.
Okay, Quap, top of the net worth, you said that it might still not be that big of a deal for Jackky and friends. But the magic burst damage can really start to add up, especially against Terrorblade, right? He's not really a hero with high HP.
That's true. I mean, you have a pipe on Konka, but still, you could just die accidentally sometimes in a team fight with the Sonic Wave and the Aghanim's later.
Yeah. And it's not even just the Queen of Pain, right? There is a decent amount of magic burst damage between the Centaur, maybe the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, but the thing
is,
is, their lineup doesn't really need the TB to do all the damage, you know. Like Warlock, SB, they both do a lot of damage. Konka is the one that I think deals the least amount of damage among the cost, and you also have a Storm. So their lineup kind of helps each other out. You're not exactly super reliant on TB to do all the DPS.
Sure. I will say though that this pipe timing from Rupido is going to be huge. I fully expect them to try and look for some fights once that's complete, because so much of the damage on the side of Jackky and friends is magic. Out will come some of that magic damage that I just mentioned. Emo zipping in, looking for the horse. Nice dodge away from the Storm.
Tanky.
Where's the backup? Stampede available. They used the Vortex already, and Emo is low on mana. Doesn't really have a lot left to work with, but still with the stick, the hookshot comes too late. 10 drops to the deck again, and they just don't have the control to stop Emo. Your rage is running out. Here comes Jackky. You have to infest into the creep and run on out of there. Japs, he's looking for someone with his X marks, but just can't find the vision for now. Hawks will stop him on the high ground. Nicely done. Push back the Kunkka. I thought Emo was going to be in trouble for a moment there, but the problem is Drick can't get through to control him.
Yeah, Kunkka has a pipe faster than the Centaur, because Centaur has to buy Helm first, you know. So these are the small things that start to matter a lot. It looked like Emo has been going in too deep there in that fight. Like, he beat off more than he can chew, but they have enough sustain to keep him alive, that he was able to live with the Shadow Word, the pipe, the barrier, and Corp was the one that overextended, right, with the Zeus. It doesn't really help you survive in this sort of direct engagement.
I actually think this is like Emo's signature trait. I've always seen him as a player who sometimes has his eternal envy moments of like 50-50, but when he looks his best, it's when he's playing to his limits and baiting people in, right? You always think, oh, maybe Emo's made a mistake. Oh, Emo's overextended. He's bitten off a bit more than he can chew. And then somehow his team comes in, he lives on a sliver, he has a big stick charge, and he's the one killing you instead. Every time you think you got your hands on this pesky Storm Spirit, suddenly Q and Ollie show up, and he's completely fine. You gotta imagine that's extremely frustrating for a team like Ivory.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he's just debating you, like standing in front of you like 10% health, and then he doesn't die, he zips out, and then you try to kill him because that's naturally what you would do, and then you lose some heroes for that. And sometimes you don't even kill him.
This guy is literally just dancing in front of you, like he's doing the Oppa Gangnam style and taunting you. He's like, bring it on, bro, bring it on, come here. He's falling for it every single time.
Yeah, they have to be careful, you know, if he has Warlock. The Warlock heal actually makes him deceptively tanky, you know.
Charge on the creep, infest already used. They have the control on the Terrorblade though.
Oh,
the
he's
Golem
dead.
comes too late. Ollie's a bit too slow on the rock this time, and this could be troublesome for Jackky and friends. Emo's still gonna swoop through, finish off Drake, but the Yules to cancel the TP. That's why he picked it up. Ollie, he has no way out of this fight. Gonna buy as much time as he can with the mech, but without Jackky in this fight, there's no way they can win it. The Kunkka wasn't nearby as well. Ollie, he's doing his best to try and juke them out, but the Radiance Burn will finish him off. And a little bit of a misplay there from the Warlock will cost them a big team fight. Emo knows he can't TP out as well, somehow found himself inside the enemy base and will get slain by Rupido. Kind of a big blunder there from Jackky and friends.
Yeah, it's like very similar to the game just now. Remember the morphing when he was baiting, his team was behind him and then he got bursted? I think this is like very similar situation here. He was trying to bait. I don't know how much was Oli also late with the rock, or the TB just got bursted before that, because I can't really tell from here. So there's definitely a lot of things going wrong there, you know, for Jackky and his friends and Jabs.
And associates.
Yeah, and Johnson and Johnson.
And minions and related, and illusions as well. They got a whole coalition.
Yeah, I remember the heal was casted on him, but he still died. Like, he had a Shadow Word on him, but he got bursted from the Sonic Wave and the Centaur Stomp. And that was
I mean, the important thing is Jabs just wasn't there at the fight.
Yeah,
right?
the
if
aura.
the pipe is there, like, he never dies then. Like, you for sure get that rock off. You might even
but
get
this
the
is
team fight turned
this
around.
is something I see happen to Jackky a lot. He overestimates how tanky he is, how survivable he is, and he has like 1 or 2 bad deaths in a game.
A bit of a blink in here, off the mark because of the Yules, and now Ken will be able to escape. Huge Fatal Bonds onto 2 though, delivering a lot of damage. Nice charge in, still controlling up Drake to prevent the shackles from coming out. See, this is the problem. Once you're fighting with jabs in the picture, the heroes on Jackky and friends just take no damage. You're still trying to chase down Ollie on Karma, but now you're controlled up and bashed into oblivion. You can't even infest out. Once the team is together, Jackky and friends, you just can't beat them.
The Sonic Wave like did 0 damage. I saw the Sonic Wave come on 3 heroes, but they're not losing health because of the boat, the realm buff. And now they get Tormentor. I mean, this is very similar from what happened in the last game. Last game was even worse, you know, they were further behind at around this point in the game. They lost a fight, they couldn't take Roche, and then they had to trade Tormentor for nothing. I feel like teams are going to be better at this, you know. If you can recognize that you can't take the fight at the Tormentor, you have to be able to trade Roshan.
Yeah, but you look at the heroes on Ivory, like what the hell are you?
Yeah, they can't actually. They can't do Roche with this lineup. That's why the life stealer hero is just, you don't see this hero for precisely that purpose. He gives you very little options in the game. If you're not winning the fight, you're screwed, you know, as life stealer.
Yeah.
Like what?
I will say, despite how rough the game looks for Ivory, Ken is busting his ass right now. Like, he is trying to do everything that he can, but it's just not...
How can he do everything alone?
Exactly.
Like, how?
He literally Sonic Wave 3 heroes and they don't take damage because of the Rum buff. What can you even do versus the Rum? They've already picked Kunkka. What can Ken physically do to stop that? I don't even know.
Yule him. Yule the Kunkka before he uses spells.
Sure. I mean, in that particular case, Ken was on the front lines and got caught out. He was lucky to be able to survive, but...
And it's gonna get to a point where you have enough damage to break through it, but you need more time. You have to complete your Aghanim's, and then you have to have a higher level Sonic Wave. So that's all gonna give Jackky, Jabs, Joe Cam, and friends the map to play. Maybe not Joe Cam because he's not in this game, but Jackky and his friends. But I think Joe Cam is still Jab's friends.
Yeah, they're still friends. Friendship status confirmed. Maybe throw Jerax in there as well.
They need to get all the J's in the same team.
All the J's. Who else we got?
Jackky, Jabs, Joe Cam, John.
Why are they all Southeast
John
Asia
X Fire, you know.
John X Fire. Get John X Fire. Yeah, get John X Fire in there.
Joel, you know.
J Dog from Singapore. Shout out J Dog. That's my goat right there. Get everybody. Why not?
All the J's. And they call themselves Team J.
Yeah. It's cute. Didn't Jabs change his in-game name to J for a while?
J dot?
Like, no, not even a dot. It was literally just the letter J.
You know his last name? His last name is also J. Jira Wong.
Yeah. Of course I know his last name. I dare say. A friend.
You dare say you know every player's last name here in this game, in this lobby?
Ooh, you're kind of putting me in a bad spot though. I feel like Ivory is a tough one.
Yeah, Ivory is tough. Maybe the Jackky side you can actually say everything. But Jacky's last name is very hard to say. I don't know if you can say.
Jacky's last name is the type of last name that I would not confidently say on a live broadcast. But I know it starts with an S.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, outside of doxing these players and their real identity, let's talk a little bit about the potential for Ivory here. Is there any hope that you see for them in this game? Do they, maybe if they drag the game out to a certain timing? Because at the start, Winter, you were telling me they're the ones who need to play aggressive. They've been outpaced by Jackky and friends. What are they supposed to do now?
Just wait for a mistake. I don't think they can do much already. They can just hope to pray and defend the high ground. But they're going to get outscaled. I don't think there's any way that they can outscale. I mean, Quap is the only hope. Maybe the Quap can somehow create some sort of magical situation in the late game where she can solo carry the game, kill the supports and everything. But I doubt it will happen. It's going to take so much gold on the Quap. You have to pull all your gold on Quap. If you get to pass your gold to a teammate, then maybe the Quap can solo carry the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, buy her a Lotus Orb, buy her I don't even think the Lotus Orb is going to cut it.
Sure.
Another charge, another stack. Thank you so much, Teehee.
Teehee, Thank you for your donation, bro. Ooh, hook shot!
Still gonna die.
Yeah, unfortunately, Emo's playing Storm Spirit, so you just can't run
And
away
why
from
is he?
Emo.
Like, this is why you can't do this anymore. You don't have the 2x damage on the creep, so you're vulnerable when you're doing this.
Yeah. Standing in the way for way too long, trying to play the map against Spirit Breaker. We've seen this movie before. Rupido gets spotted out, X marks start. Horse is in big trouble as a soup being cooked right under him, and Emo's right there to meet him as well. Trying to TP in, Stampede out, but it's not gonna happen. They pull you right back into their hands. And even though Rupido takes a long time to kill, he's held in place for such a long time that it doesn't even matter.
The Nether Strike bouncing him back into the boat, into the soup. At the last moment, he would have actually escaped out of the AoE of the boat, you know. But timely Nether Strike by Spirit Breaker.
That's that Thai connection right there. Jabs and Q.
Thai connection. Why I don't ever hear you say some Malaysian connection, some Singaporean connection, some Filipino connection, but it has to be a Thai connection.
Well, it's because they're so rare.
2 Thai players on a team.
Not 2 Thai players in the team. 2 Thai players in the team in a game that we cast. There you go. Charge in. This does feel like the last chance here, but you don't have the Stampede available. Rupido's coming back in. Drake looking for an opening. Blinks forward, but doesn't find it. Emo a bit too far away.
What can you do? They come to your home, they take away your garden for free, and then they just leave. How can you take that?
They come to your house. They kill your horse. They destroy your buildings.
Yeah, and they take your chicken rice in the fridge.
They charge your queen. They strike her in the nether. They dismantle your clock. This is
Keep it going, keep it going.
Hook shot, Stampede, but X marks is there. They put the clock under the ocean and drown it.
How do you drown the clock?
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but if you looked at your screen, you would have gotten an explanation to the question you just asked.
Clocks don't breathe, my friend.
Well, this clock breathes. Not for long, though. Rupido on the front line again. It doesn't really matter to them that it's such a tanky centaur. They'll go and focus him down anyway. Nice infest to try and give him some HP, but the rock comes down to control them. Hama able to escape with that rage, but now Emo living on a sliver. The problem is he still has that Aegis. Holding on to it the very last moment. He'll have it regen him up. Such a nice play. Emo doesn't go down there. The very last moment, he's able to blink away, but you're seeing the Aghanim Scepter from the Queen of Pain starting to do damage. Ken, the Shadow Strikes are starting to rack up, and now Jabs caught out by the Clockwork. Buyback is there, Drake ready to control them, and it'll be Jabs who goes down on the front line despite his auras. Maybe, just maybe, if they group up too much, Ken's gonna catch them off guard.
Yeah, Queen of Pain is starting to announce her arrival into the late game. She needs Shivas. If she can somehow get Shivas guard, maybe she can carry the game alone. Oh, 2-man stun. Nope.
0-man stun.
That
actually,
was
Winter, that was not.
That was so anticlimactic.
He didn't have a blink. He just walked up and stunned the creep.
Oh boy, what can you do? No dagger. What can you do? A little bit of a Tino moment, you know, coming up. No dagger. No dagger offlaner.
You were the one giving me shit for not letting that go, even though it happened last week.
I mean, it's just funny, you know. I just remembered it. The fact that I
is
remember
really
it.
Hilarious, yeah.
Some freaking Dragonite heals pipe.
Don't worry, we're gonna get to watch Tino later on tonight, so.
Oh no. My favorite offlaner is gonna be back in a bit.
Yeah. Series is not over yet though. Ivory, they are hanging on by a thread. Again, folks, this is the lower bracket, which means this is Ivory's last chance. Gotta remind everyone as well that Ivory actually defeated Reconyx 2-1 before dropping to playtime. That's how they ended up in this spot. Compared to Jackky and friends who had to face off Execration at the start of their round 1. So Jackky and friends, they've already played a series earlier today that we watched. They were able to dispatch Varoha like we mentioned, but yeah, I mean, Ivory, they had the day to, in the morning, watch Jackky and friends study their strategies, but maybe the preparation just wasn't good enough because they're coming to these games with drafts that honestly don't really inspire. I think they're relying so much on Ken, on this Queen of Pain at this point, and that's just not a good look. Gonna charge forward onto Jabs now. There's the control. Jabs a bit out of position, still surviving because of the Ram. Are you serious? He finally goes down, but has the control onto Lifestealer. They're trying to focus down Ken. They understand he's a problem, but you need to get Jackky with his damage onto the Queen of Pain, able to blink away. Down to the south side of the fight. Q's there with another strike, controlling them, and the rock comes down. Queen is dead. Ollie will get responded upon, but now Rupido, all he has is his HP. Tihi's already gone. The Skadi complete on Jackky means that no one is running away. It's just Rupido with that bonus move speed, carrying his carry back to the base. A painful, painful loss there. The Queen of Pain cannot afford to die.
Yeah, she's the real carry right now. She's the damage. Oh, they got a kill. Another kill, so 3 for 3 overall. Not too bad.
That's honestly pretty good.
Not too bad. Maelstrom. The Lifestealer just bought a Maelstrom. Okay, to deal with the illusions.
Sure.
I don't know. Alright. I'll just pretend I didn't see that.
You don't seem very pleased with that.
Yeah, I mean, he's having... I mean, this hero has a lot of problems, right? He's trying to solve it by getting a Maelstrom.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, he's never ever going to be able to stand toe-to-toe against a TB at this rate with this type of build. You have no armor.
Do you think the Queen of Pain can deal with the TB? Because we saw some glimpses of it in the previous fight, right?
When she gets Shiva, she'll be able to, I think, showcase her talents against illusion heroes. Shiva's plus level 20 talent on Queen of Pain. Sonic Wave CD, I guess, or you get the Scream damage. The Scream damage kind of feels tempting this game.
Scream damage would be nice.
Yeah, but you're taking long fights. That's why you in most cases you want the CD on the Sonic Wave.
Hold on. Move out, both sides. They spot Drake in the river. This is troublesome. That's your main control. Rupido's gonna jump the backline, try and focus down Jabs, but why are you trying to focus down Jabs? They find Emo, that's the much bigger kill. Jack Boys, he's trying his best to beat into Karma, but this is not really looking that great for Jackky and friends. Queen of Pain chasing on. You still have to respect the Sunder though. Even without the Storm Spirit in the fight, the rest of Jackky and friends are pretty strong. But the main damage dealer is on your screen right now. Ivory, they're gonna try and kite around, play on the outskirts away from Jackky. All they need to do is wait out the Metamorphosis and they'll be fine.
Yeah, you're starting to see this Queen of Pain getting more and more powerful, but that's also a fight where Emo should have played that fight a little bit more conservatively. I think he kind of felt like maybe he couldn't die, so he just dove in like that.
Jabs now being focused down. He'll try to bail him out with the charge. Jackky with the tail end of the meta still surviving. Hook shot in, they really want Jabs, but they just can't find him. Bot Q under some vision, Karma trying to chase. Meanwhile, front lines, Ken putting out a lot of damage from the Queen of Pain. They will slice down the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, they definitely have to be more careful with how they're approaching the fights now. Like Ken is starting to get to the stage where he's going to be able to do so much damage in a fight.
He's already doing a shit ton of damage.
Like they have to somehow focus her. I think she has to be killed off first. If she doesn't die in the team fight, she's going to destroy everything. She does too much damage.
I mean, that previous fight, even though Storm Spirit freshly picked up his BKB, Emo couldn't pop it. He didn't have a chance, just got chain stunned down. So really nicely done from Ivory. But now they're going to attempt this Roche. This is a really big deal and could be a turning point for Ivory. It's exactly what they've been waiting for.
It's
a
slow
second life
though.
on Ken or
It's very
Karma would
slow.
be huge. It is taking a while and getting a bit of cold feet now. Thinking about if they want to continue to try and contest this.
I mean, this is really, really risky. It's so slow. I mean, they're only trying this because TV has no meta.
Surely you still have to try and come in and make something happen.
He has meta
Rupido and
again.
Jabs on the front line. Meta available. In comes Jack Boys. Emo in with the BKB onto Karma. And he
Emo
takes away the Aegis. Emo, he's way too good at these clutch situations. And everyone on Ivory needs to bail out. Rupido doesn't have that luxury as Emo continues to chase forward. You're gonna kill off Q, but that is a small consolation prize. Ken still survives, Karma still survives, but everyone else drops. And Ken's still trying to make his way out of this fight. Emo doesn't have the resources to keep the chase going. Huge, huge plays from this Storm Spirit.
I felt like they actually should have just tried to go behind and take a fight, you know? Their lineup just doesn't really kill Roche. It was just way too slow. I could see them going for an extra +1 kill. And I think what they should have done is maybe try to get a kill after the metamorphosis ended, you know, instead of trying to force the Roche, because their lineup just doesn't really kill the Roche.
Yeah, it seems like the meta also came off cooldown a lot earlier than they were expecting. They thought they had the time, but Jackky, right when that cooldown came back up, just straight into the pit. Yules to try and save Ken. Tama, he's taking so much damage just from these illusions alone, my goodness. Lifestealer, get on out of there, you gotta be careful, the last minute infest. Pops back, oh no! Why did you come back out?
Why did he come out?
Why did he come back out? You get the control onto Emo, but you don't have your life stealer for 70 seconds. You need Ken to do so much, but the Sunder will rip away his HP. And with the bolt still able to blink away, Ken surviving a huge Sonic Wave onto 3. They might have just turned it around, forcing Ollie back. Emo on a sliver, still has that second life. Drip will control him. Jack boys, no metamorphosis, no more jabs, in some trouble, no Sunder, trying to TP away, but that's never gonna happen. Ken, from the brink of defeat, he's the real carry making it happen.
Oh my, that co-op just did, what, 1 billion damage in that fight? Like, how much did she do? 13,000, what the hell, 14k damage?
She alone did more damage than everybody on the Radiant side. Like, Jabs is pinging this shit out, because how the hell did you just 100-0 that Terrorblade? We talked about it in the draft that this Queen of Pain, not only is it a great answer to the Storm in the lane, it's excellent versus the Terrorblade, because Terrorblade, as tanky as he gets, he can never deal with pure magic damage being blasted out at him, and that is exactly what Ken is providing his team. Not just the damage, but a chance in this game that looked so far out of their hands. How are IVORY still making this happen?
It's just Ken. Ken is the only one making it happen.
Q not respecting the vision. Drake quick with the fingers, quick with the shackle, and they'll control this Spirit Breaker. Few too many deaths, 3, 6, and 17. Not the cleanest there from the Spirit Breaker position 4. And IVORY, they are clawing their way back into this game. It's a 9k gold lead, but it doesn't even feel like it matters right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think they need to get, what item can I get? They have to be able to survive the burst from the Queen of Pain. Not sure what else can the TB buy. Like he has 3k health, but I feel like he can actually just die, you know. Like one stun
didn't you
from
see? The Quap did 4,500 damage to him.
Yeah, it's not enough. He's not tanky enough. They have to either all in the Quap, you know. I think they have to try to find him with the Storm, pull him, and then use every single control they have on her. She does not have a BKB. She only has Yules. And the fact that she has the Whisper of the Dread is also a really big deal, you know. She just got it before the last fight as a neutral item. So that amped up her damage so much. Now she has an AD rune. Oh, the co-op is actually so strong.
Emo.
What the hell?
The ball lightning
dodged
a
the
little
stun?
bit delayed with Rupido. Maybe he thought that Drake could get the initial disable, but a clean escape. Emo should have been dead there for sure.
This is getting scary. The co-op is going to be the real boss right now. Can Jabs, Jackky, Joe Cam, Johnson find a way to deal with this Queen of Pain?
If they don't, it's going to be Jover.
It's tough, you know. Their lineup just doesn't really have the tools, I feel, to actually kill the Queen of Pain right now. They don't have enough like singular, like one target damage. Like TB doesn't really do enough to kill her.
I was waiting for this, but they're working on a solution right now. Jabs has queued up that Hex.
Yeah, they need a Hex.
100 gold off it right now. You need that so bad. We already mentioned this a bit earlier, right? There's no save on the side of IVORY. If they somehow manage to chain stun the Queen of Pain 100-0, they can kill her. The problem is right now, that might not even be enough because Rupido has an Aghanim Scepter finished.
It's all about saving the Queen of Pain for IVORY, and it's all about killing the Queen of Pain for Jackky and Jabs. I mean, they have Rock to kind of cover the back line, the boat, the Rock, and the Spirit Breaker charge. I think maybe if they focus the co-op, if she's too near the front line, it could be hard for Rupido to dagger in and save him, you know, with all the other gunk going on behind. The charge, the Rock, the upheaval, the boat coming in.
It's not even something that you can... I feel like in some games you buy BKB and the save is a lot easier. This
also
game, absolutely
the pull, you know, once you have the Aghanim pull on Storm, I think it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah. He's working on it right now, but has to save for that buyback. The gold lead doesn't matter at this point. It really is just all about the initiation. And specifically for Jackky and friends, they need to kill this Queen of Pain. Ken has been allowed to do way
she
too
blinks
much.
in.
Blinks in. This
gets
could be
the
the
shield.
chance. Hex is there. Hook shot off the mark, but they don't have the follow-up control. They might have popped the meta, but in comes Ken right into the middle. No one's focusing him down though. They're looking at the clockwork. He's somehow able to escape. They've turned their sights, but it's an easy blink out. You just don't have the control, like I mentioned, and the Sonic Wave on 2 creeps because Ken's a little upset about that situation.
They were kind of afraid to all in there. They were hesitating to full commit for the Queen of Pain because she took a shield rune. I think if she didn't take the shield rune, maybe they would have just not hesitated and full committed to kill her.
Yeah. Using the boat, trading it out for the Sonic Wave. Not to mention, Ken also has an Octarine core right now, making his spells just go brrr, sicko mode.
Yeah, I mean, Lifestealer, Infest, the Centaur Axe, they have 2 very good ways of keeping the Queen of Pain alive, you know. They somehow have to separate the team, his team, the Corpse team, away from her. They have to isolate her and then catch her with a Hex and use the Spirit Breaker stuns to kill her.
It does feel like your only chance at that is if Ken himself blinks towards you and gets himself out of position.
She has to come in. The Queen has to come in to kill the TV. So
Yeah.
I believe there will be openings for that.
Matter of patience.
Yeah, have to be patient. Wait for the Storm Axe, 1k gold. I should actually just let him farm.
How do we get to this point? Just 20 minutes ago, we were so sure that there was no shot for Ivory to win this game, but on the back of Ken alone.
Yeah, the
really
high ground
on
push.
the back of Ken alone.
The high ground push where they killed Jabs, they killed Jackky, they killed the Warlock, they killed Q. I think that was the fight where he actually catapulted the Queen to the top of the chart, you know. I think she needed a lot more time to get to that stage. But because of that fight, she got a shortcut, you know, and then now the game has gotten to this point.
Honestly, they don't even really need Karma, right? As long as he's sticking around being annoying with the damage, or Teehee just getting all the vision, they will punish him now. Trying to be a bit funny with it. We'll get caught by a dust.
No, they have to
For
run.
a rune?
They have to not bleed any more kills. Roshan is going to be on the horizon right now. It is so important for both teams to reclaim the Roshan.
It's a bit of a later spawn though, so unfortunately for the side of Jackky and friends, they'll have to chill out. With the time that it's spawning, it could very well be a situation where it starts moving halfway through the fight. That could be a really big deal. They're setting up around the bot side area, but by the time it spawns, it's gonna be like 43.5. And then you have 1.5 minutes to decide whether you want to full commit the Roche, take a fight, or get something done before it moves up towards the north. And once it's there, that on paper should be advantageous, right, for Ivory, because they have the outpost to TP to. It's a lot easier for them to buy back and connect into the fights.
Yeah, Ivory definitely doesn't want to hit the Roche. They want to be catching the enemy team hitting the Roche with their lineup. TB is the only one that wants to hit Roche right now. And it is very, very tricky, this late game situation. They have to be so careful of not getting bursted in the team fights.
You're kind of seeing a very typical strength of the Terrorblade be nullified, right? Whether it's through the nerfs that you mentioned, making his illusions weaker on the split push, but there's also the fact that if you look at the top lane, it's always Rupido and his Helm Creep fighting off, counter-pushing the wave against the TV illusions being sent here relentlessly. So there's no positive creep movement moving in any direction. You're not getting as much info on the map as you would like. And that's making it a bit hard for Emo to find these initiations. Smoke's gonna break on the front lines. Teehee getting them the vision.
Oh, go hook shot
in. Nice stomp onto 2. It's Jabs and Ollie caught. He's gonna turn around and rock. Nice Sonic Wave onto 2. Ken starting to do the damage. No one's on him. They're saving Drake with the card. They're controlling up Emo on the side. Jackie's still trapped within the ward for now. There's
Queen.
the Hex. There's the Stomp. Queen able to use herself up and should be able to blink away. The bash from the charge. They found him. Ken is down. What a play there from Q, bumping him to the side, and even though Jabs goes down, they look like they're gonna take a successful fight. The buyback immediately from Ken. He knows he needs to be in the fight to salvage it, but he's far too late. You're buying back on Ivory, but you can't rejoin in time. Another Sonic Wave, huge amounts of damage, but the problem is Jackky, he's still half HP. Sunder's still available. Emo will finally pop that BKB. Ollie's dropping. 3 members remaining, down to 2. Emo and Jackky, they might have to escape. The Sunder's there. The Yules is out. Jackky got to turn back around. Almost gets the dieback onto Ken. And now it's Karma. On the chase.
Hurricane Pike.
He's used that Manta already. Jackky, he's dropping really low. Hurricane Pike, he needs help, but he doesn't have it. And Jackky will get hexed and killed. Off of the buybacks, Ivory will win the fight. And Roach Spawn starting to move up to the north.
They were so close at killing the Quab again. That would have actually just maybe ended the game, you know. But unfortunately, Quab blinks out, Ken survives, and TB is the one to die there. Very, very, very tense team fights, you know. Could have just gotten either way. I think a little bit of a big mistake, you know, for the start to fight. For the fight started when the Warlock and Kunkka both got hook shotted and they were both trapped in the cogs. Bad positioning by then.
Yeah. Imagine how easy the fight would have looked if Jabs was able to survive a bit longer, right? I think he ended up being the first one to die.
The Warlock couldn't use his spells properly. Like, he just like button mash, you know, because he was gonna die.
Now into the pit. Without your Terrorblade, you just can't contest this. So off of the back of that whole team fight and the buybacks, Ken will be able to net himself an Aegis.
Yeah,
this is really scary.
This is the weakness of Terrorblade. Like, he's not a very tanky hero, you know. Like, despite being the top of the net worth for majority of the game, but he's so killable. Like, in the team fights, you can just die. Like, when your top net worth hero is not able to stand his ground and fight, you're gonna have to be so careful with how you initiate. Like, you need the Storm to get the Axe pull. Like, I feel like he just needs to buy it, you know. Start the fight with an Axe pull, Spirit Breaker charge in, Warlock rock. I mean, he's getting Midas for the 60 minutes. Oh no. Oh dear.
I mean, that particular fight was tricky, right? Because they were trying to smoke move in. And honestly, props to the Clockwork. He immediately popped that jetpack, gave his team all the vision in the world, which allowed them to get the initiation. And I think that's actually going to play a big part. We always talk about the vision game when it comes to initiations, and the Clockwork has that on lock. He's able to just fly up into the sky and allow Rupido and Ken to find these openings, even Drake, right? Now that he's jumping in brazenly, he could be at risk, but the Centaur, as we saw in the previous fight, using the cart to make sure Drake can at least survive and get Shackles out. Even if it doesn't result in a kill, it's stopping Emo from taking full control of the fight. All these things start to add up. You're really looking at just the Storm and the Terrorblade, who are the majority damage dealers. Everybody else is just kind of a supporting cast member. They can't afford to let Emo or Jackky die.
He's Queen of Pain against the world right now. I mean, Lifestealer is also starting to catch up in terms of net worth. He's able to deal with the illusions much better. He has the AC right now, so he's not so vulnerable to the physical damage. I mean, the game is just about keeping Ken alive. Like, if he has to use the Infest or the card to save him, they have to just keep him alive. He is 80% of the damage, 70-80% of the damage in the team fight.
Yeah. You are also starting to reach a point where, speaking of Karma, if he manages to get on top of, let's say, Jabs, Warlock, or like the Spirit Breaker, he will kill them. Like, he is a very big threat right now. At least to those other members that are not named Emo and Jackky.
Oh, here we go. Teehee breaks the smoke. He's under vision.
Immediate hex up. Lifestealer's inside him. Starting to fight up onto Jackky. He pops the BKB. Golem's a bit late. Again, Ken will be able to blink out. They're trying to fight around the ward, but you don't manage to get the catch. And the easy Wind Waker back out to safety. Pull in with the Vortex, in comes the cart. They're looking for the save. Find themselves a Torrent though. Pulling out Rupido and the Nether Strike as well. They hold back the Centaur War Runner and Q. He might have had to sacrifice his life for that. BKB able to escape. Buyback from the Clockwork. They're still trying to fight Ken. Getting hexed up on the front lines. A bit too deep. The Aegis goes down. Where's your follow-up control? Need a Torrent. Land it perfectly. No. Wind Waker's right there. Ken should be able to blink out to safety. That was a buyback from Teehee, and they still have a net loss in that fight.
They're still going. There's a charge coming in. Are they still going to
too far away, I think.
Yeah. Not going to go for this. I mean, they have the damage in the TB. They just need the right stuns on the right heroes to win the fight. I mean, Warlock also has a Vlad to further bump up the TB's damage, you know. So TB actually has insane damage output. He just needs people to stun targets so he can actually hit.
Okay, the Storm Spirit ended up going for a Bloodthorn instead of the Aghanims.
Why is he not getting... I actually don't understand why is he not getting Axe. I think the Axe is actually so game-winning in the team fights. If he gets
I get what you're saying.
If he gets a good pull, the fight could just literally end, you know?
I think his perspective is that even in the cases where they have controlled the Queen of Pain, the like the disable duration isn't enough. So maybe in Emo's mind, he's like, okay, I need to make sure within the Hex and Torrent, we have enough damage to kill her. And if there's any item that gives you damage, it's going to be Bloodthorn at this stage in the game, especially paired up with Jack Boys. So
Yeah,
I can
I guess.
understand why he's doing that.
I guess.
Maybe he
You're
thinks
right.
the problem is damage and not control. Because, like you said, all these other members of the team don't really matter, right? They can all die.
Yeah, but they don't lack damage. I don't think they lack damage. I think he just needs to initiate to get a good team fight going. Because if you can pull an additional target in, you pull the Centaur, you pull the Shaman in, I feel like the team fight is going to be over. You know, you get 3-man pull, 2-man pull, Rock, charge in. The fight is going to be very easy for you. But let's see how he plays out. Maybe he can actually use this to pick Queen of Pain off, you know, and then it will be valuable.
Yeah, I think one thing we can all agree on is Emo's view on the game is very, very different from a conventional one. He generally has his own ideas, charging in onto Jack Boys, immediate BKB, Jack Boys will be fine. The charge there, controlling Karma, nice heals up, keeping him safe for now. That's the Wind Waker coming into play, looking for an infest target. Karma still looking to be fine here. Ken dancing around, Wind Waker back, saving himself for now. Spells being thrown left and right, but they should still be fine.
That's
Using
the
refresher on Jack Boys to get the second Metamorphosis potentially.
And he should be okay right now to just hit and get the buildings. Unless
Going
they jump
on the
in.
Kanka, Jab's in some trouble, saved by the Glimmer Cape for now. Jumping in is Ken onto the backline, Sonic Wave onto 3 again. Ken, he's doing so much work, but meanwhile, Emo, he's already killed up the supports. Dwick is dead and Karma to fall as well. They're running into Jack Boys and you can't afford to do that. The whole game, you are avoiding this Terrorblade, but stand in his shooting gallery and he'll gun you down.
Way too much damage. There's no hero in the game that can actually withstand that onslaught from the Terrorblade. It's way too much, you know, with his Daedalus, with his Metamorphosis. They just got destroyed by Jackky in that fight, you know. They felt like they actually didn't break the formation of Jack Boys and his team.
They're gonna try, burst down Jackky, hookshot there as well. He still has a Sunder available and gets it off.
Yeah,
the hope fading from IVORY as they watch their Rupido just drop before their eyes. Oh, that Centaur, 4,000 HP doesn't mean a thing. Your best efforts don't mean a thing. Everything in the kitchen sink to shut down Emo, but he's still the one godlike at the end of the day. What a series here. And a good attempt at the end of things from IVORY, but Jackky and friends